we're going to continue our adjourned meeting. Do a roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca? Present. Mr. Comiskey?
Here.
Mr. DeSarno?
Here.
Mayor Morgan?
Here.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Here.
Mr. Kogan?
Here.
Mrs. McKnight?
Here.
All right, I need approval of minutes of December 17th, please.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
No, so be it. We have two correspondents from New Jersey DOT, Transportation Alternatives Set-Aside Program, and one for Brett Adams about the Facebook Community Forum. And do we have any comments? No? Okay. Let's go to Council Business Advisory Board. Who's Advisory Board? Pete?
Resolution 2024-344 is a resolution approving a request for the New Providence Council Advisory Committees to participate in the Martin Luther King Day service event. This is requesting permission for Mental Health, Advocacy, and Education Committee, Municipal Alliance, Public Art, Sustainability Committee to take part in the MLK Volunteer Fair, which to be held on Monday, January 20th from 10 to noon. Resolution 2024-345 is a resolution of support from the Borough Council of the Borough of New Providence, authorizing the Sustainability New Jersey grant application funded by PSE&G. This is requesting permission to apply for Sustainable Jersey grant in the amount of $2,000 to be used for expenses related to the 2023 Green Challenge and a $20,000 grant for a new project.
All right, engineering, Alex.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2024-346, resolution approving partial payment number 1 to Northeast Roof Maintenance, Inc. in the amount of $258,970 for the project commonly known as partial re-roofing of the Municipal Center and Memorial Library. This is a partial payment. About 2/3 of the roof has been done. The library roof is complete, and they're just finishing up the Municipal Center.
Thank you. Finance, Diane.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2024-347 is a resolution authorizing payment of the attached bills payable list in the amount of $643,074.65. And significant items include $258,000 and change for Northeast Roof Maintenance, which Alex just told us about. Horizon Healthcare in the amount of $125,354.94 for December health insurance. Suburban Disposal in the amount of $45,333 and change for November solid waste. And Grand Sanitation in the amount of $32,445 for December recycling.
All right. We have a couple applications for raffles. RA 1229 and 1230 for New Providence Education Foundation, and RA 1231 and 1232 for the New Providence High School PTSA. And all applications have been properly prepared and reviewed. So we'll go to discussion items. Diane.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to recognize Pete and to just say a few brief words, because I know some of us have lengthier things to say. Pete, I want to thank you for your passion, for your sincere desire to make New Providence, well, really keep New Providence a wonderful place to live and to raise a family. Nice place, nice people. Pete is sometimes known as New Providence Pete around town. It's actually sometimes a pleasant adventure watching a New Providence High School basketball game, baseball game, football game, or other event with Pete. Sometimes he's the loudest one in the crowd. When I was first on council, Pete and I worked together on several committees, and this passion of his is contagious. He really, really does have a passion to help all residents of New Providence. Fun fact, he was the reason our Sustainability Committee created the Green Fair in the spring, including the Green Awards. His passion for Sustainability Committee and the people of our town trying to make our town a better place just really is imbibed in everything that you do. So I won't take up, more time, but thank you so much for everything that you have done for helping me personally and helping our residents. Thank you.
Matt?
So before I get to Pete, I just wanted to, if you don't, give me a minute, please. I know it's going to be a long meeting, but I just wanted to say thank you to the New Providence Volunteer Fire Department and our New Providence Police Department. At 1:30 a.m., December 21st, a young teen driver was driving down my street. Light snow on the ground. He lost control of the car, swerved across my neighbor's lawn, and crashed into the corner of my house. Luckily, he was not injured. Luckily, there was nobody outside walking, and no one else was injured. Sometimes my wife makes me take the garbage out in the middle of the night because it's stinking up the house. So luckily, I was not doing that either. This could have been a very bad situation. And again, luckily nobody was hurt. Unfortunately, my house wasn't so lucky. The crash compromised the whole corner of my house. The New Providence Volunteer Fire Department came, helped shore up the corner of the house with some expandable lolly columns. They worked from 1:30 a.m. till 3:30 a.m. to make sure that my house was safe for me and my family. The New Providence Police were on the scene investigating the accident immediately. I just want to say that I am so grateful for the unbelievable professionalism and the demonstration of incredible teamwork performed by both our police department and our volunteer fire department. I wish I could thank them all individually, but I want to recognize a few. Detective Jeff Bruder, Officer Kevin Gutierrez, Officer Carmine Basilari, our new fire chief, John Signorello, our old fire chief, Vinny Wyko, and a couple of members, Chris O, and one of our newest volunteers, Kat Pazdara, who's also our varsity girls basketball coach, who had a game only a few hours later. And I know I missed a few guys. There was also, I think, the Berkeley Heights crew was there as well, helping out and offering their equipment. So I just wanted to thank them all. I know Al says a lot that he would trust our volunteers, EMT, fire department, our police with his life and his family's life. And I could just say that I second that. They are all amazing. I lived it firsthand, and again, just wanted to say thank you. Now, Pete, it's truly an honor, albeit a very bittersweet one, to recognize and bid farewell to you. You are an exceptional councilman, a dedicated leader, and a cherished friend. You've served New Providence with grace, honor, and unwavering integrity. Not only the last 6 years on council, but for many years prior, volunteering in other areas, specifically on our Board of Adjustment. Your commitment to this community has been nothing short of inspiring, leaving a lasting mark on all of us. Your contributions have been remarkable. You've not only worked tirelessly to make our borough a more sustainable place, but you've also been a true pioneer in leading the charge for change. Thanks to your vision and determination, we now have the fun annual event of recognizing and educating residents on our recycling and conservation efforts, things such as solar power and electric cars, at our annual Green Fair, an event that you led and championed for, and has grown into an annual tradition that's cherished by our residents. It's not just an event. It's a wonderful reminder of what we can achieve together when we prioritize sustainability. Your leadership in this area has set a new standard, and it will continue for many years to come. You should be very proud, as we all are. Beyond your achievements in sustainability, I can go on and on about all of the impacts that you made on every committee you led, like your work on the Finance Committee during COVID, when the borough was feeling immense pressures from reduced revenues. You worked hard and tirelessly to ensure that the impact was minimal to our residents. Your work ethic has been unmatched. Your meticulous preparation for every committee, every meeting, and every decision demonstrated not only your dedication, but your deep respect for the responsibility of serving this community. And just a little side note, when Pete and I first were elected, we spent the first year meeting every week on, when the agenda came out, over coffee or breakfast, going through the agenda and discussing and learning. You've inspired all of us to hold ourselves to a higher standard, to be thoughtful, and to give our best in everything we do. On a personal note, I want to thank you for your incredible friendship we've built over the last 7 years. Your guidance, kindness, and friendship have been invaluable to me, and I deeply treasure the bond we share. There are countless examples of when I would speak with Pete to discuss how I was going to handle something. Pete would always offer very sound and very thoughtful advice. And I'll just say this, he kept me out of a lot of trouble. While your time on council is coming to an end, I'm grateful that our friendship will continue, and I look forward to the many times I will most likely need to ask you to help continuing to keep me out of trouble. As you step away from your role on this dais, know that your legacy will live on in the initiatives that you championed, the relationships that you built, and the countless lives that you touched. I want to thank you for everything. You've made our community better, stronger, and more connected. I also want to offer my heartfelt thanks to Mary and the girls. I know how much you love your family, and for them to allow us to share your valuable time to do what you love, giving back to the community that you love. We all know how difficult that balance is, and it would not be possible without their support. I wish you the very best. Hope you enjoy your nights and weekends now that you're free with your friends and family, because you definitely earned it.
Thank you.
Nadine?
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, so I won't take up too much of the time, but, oh, sorry, the mic, thank you. So, folks, when I think about New Providence Pete, there's a couple of words that you're going to hear several times throughout everybody's discussion. Passion, dedication, and devotion. Those are 3 words that immediately come to mind when I think about Pete and his tenure here on council. I've had the honor to working with him on many different committees, but one committee I'm going to discuss that I think we hold closest is when we were on the Finance Committee together. People think that, we come in here and we read what we have to read and go from there. But there are hours and hours that go behind each of these meetings and hours that go behind the budget process. And when Pete and I were planning for the budget that year, we made sure we went through every single line, and again, the detail orientation that Pete has, to make sure that he understood the numbers and the variance in the different things. If we do this, what's going to happen to this, what's going to do that. And Pete made sure that he understood every nuance and piece of that, and kind of brought me up to his level to make sure that we did everything the right way. And that time that we worked on that together, all those hours were greatly worth it, and I will hold that dear in my heart. So again, your devotion to our residents, your devotion to the town, and always putting New Providence first is what really makes you New Providence, Pete.
Thank you so much.
You will be missed, and we thank you, and we look forward to all the great things you have in the future. Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you, Nadine.
We're going to skip Alex and go to me. So Alex will be the finale. Everyone just said it so well, Pete. I don't know what I could really add to that besides just thank you for everything that you've done for our community and for us, as a team as well. I want to thank you personally for mentoring, for teaching me, for guiding me, and, especially your encouragement. You were like my cheerleader almost, I knew I can always count on Pete to give me a call and always just, kind of pump me up a little bit and give me what I needed. And so thank you for that. Pete always stressed to me, be yourself. And that was one of the most important things that I feel I've learned being on council. You telling me, be yourself. Do what you think is right. Do what the residents elected you to do. Sounds so basic, but at the end of the day, you need to hear it, and sometimes you need to hear it a couple times. So, Pete, you taught me to look at issues from every angle and from every perspective, to ask a lot of questions and to dig a little bit deeper. I remember sitting in your backyard right after I was elected. I had a notebook, I had a pen, I was ready to dig in for all your words of wisdom and all your advice. And, I remember just scribbling everything down and just letting it soak in, and, it didn't disappoint, and I'm very grateful for that. On a personal note, Pete is just a wonderful person. He always checks in, always asks, not even about council, but will always just ask about me. How am I doing? How is my family doing? What's happening? And it really means a lot. So I'm gonna sorely miss having you here. I hope you use your free time, now that council retirement, right, use this free time wisely. I was gonna maybe suggest some soprano repeats, or, just remember, just some pulp, okay? Just some pulp.
Thank you, Lisa.
So I'm going to try to be a one-hit wonder here. So as we gather here today to celebrate the remarkable tenure of our esteemed colleague, Council President Pete DeSarno, we reflect on a journey filled with dedication, leadership, and unwavering commitment to our community. As many of you know, Peter is my next-door neighbor, Pete and Mary, and the girls, including Mr. and Mrs. DeSarno, just a couple houses down. He's my dear friend, and one of the things I know well about Pete is he's a lover of 80s music. So out of love and respect to that era, I try to incorporate some lyrics in my farewell speech to you, Pete. So over the past 6 years, Peter's been our total eclipse of the heart. always at the core of every decision, ensuring our borough's heart beats with the strength and unity. We've seen you, Pete, climb every mountain and ford every stream, much like The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News. Because of your love of New Providence has indeed been powerful and pure. You've been our eye of the tiger, relentlessly fighting for our own town's best interests, demonstrating that the spirit of a true leader never tires. Now, as we say our farewells, I borrow the wisdom of Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time. You've been there for us time after time. We know you'll continue to support New Providence in whatever capacity life leads you next. Let me say with the most heartfelt sincerity, with or without you, by you too, that with or without you in office, your impact will forever be felt. Thank you for your service, your leadership, your vision, and as we've heard from everyone else, most importantly, your heart. Your legacy here is much like the chorus, because we're in New Jersey, Don't Stop Believing by Journey. It's a melody that will continue to resonate in the hearts of New Providence long after you moved on. You've encouraged us to hold on to that feeling and to believe in the power of our community and that can overcome any obstacle. So as I bid you farewell, we do it with great gratitude, admiration, and hope that you'll take with you the love and respect from our entire community. May your next chapter be as successful as your time here has been in these chambers. So thank you.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Alex, my neighbor.
That's awesome.
How do I beat that? Sorry, I didn't write any of that down. But everybody knows me, I speak from the heart. And I remember you coming to me at a Lions Club meeting and say, Al, what do you think about me running for council? And, Pete, you were going through a tough time at the time with your daughter. And I said, do you have the time for it? He says, I'll make the time. And that's what you did. You made the time. And I always appreciated that. You always kept New Providence centric. You didn't deviate. You didn't care what this one did, that one did. It was always about New Providence. And then I think we all try and do that. But, everybody says, oh, you guys, you all get along and you all agree. Well, I can tell you, Pete and I didn't agree all the time, right? But you know what? We had some lively discussions, right? But you know what?
Always for New Providence, though.
Always for New Providence. And I can honestly say, when we left that door open behind us, and we were all friends after that. And, I really respect that more than anything. We can all agree to disagree, but as long as you have New Providence in the forefront, that's all that matters, and that's why we're here. I could say goodbye, but I'm going to be seeing you at the Packet Club, the Lions Club, so you're far from being part of the community. So I can't thank you enough for what you've done for the town. People don't realize how much time and commitment it takes being a council person. And Mary, you and your family, you know the hours you have to put in and the sacrifices you have to endure. Family outings, this and that, you get the phone call. But, I just want to say thank you on behalf of the entire community. Thank you.
Mayor, thank you so much. You know, one of my motivating factors for getting involved in this way was watching the joy of this man and how he served for so many years. His passion and love for the community is unparalleled, and just seeing his joy was, I thought, infectious, and it made me want to be a big part. Councilmen, councilwomen, over the years we've served together on so many boards and committees. We've attended countless meetings and events together. What can I say? I'll put it simply. I respect you as leaders, and I value you as good friends. I want to congratulate Councilman Comiskey for his reelection and our new Councilwoman Kathleen Dolan. 28 years ago, shortly after being married, my wife Mary and I chose to make New Providence our home and put down our roots. Like so many of you, we were initially attracted to this community for its reputation of having good schools, a short commute to the city, and a quaint downtown. In the years that followed, we were blessed with the arrival of 3 daughters, Paige, Brooke, and Claire. I was fortunate to have my parents move down the street from me, and my sister's family to also choose to make New Providence their home. Over time, we learned that what makes this community unique and special is so much more than what we originally thought. You have heard me call it, you've heard me say this before, and I feel compelled to say it again. I call it the New Providence feeling you get when you experience that New Providence way. What do I mean by that? It's simple. It's hearing church bells play every night in the distance, or the sound of our high school marching band in the fall practicing before a big game. It's the feeling of walking into our town diner and seeing faces of so many good friends and neighbors. It's the feeling of pride we have during our Memorial Day parade as our first responders and many organizations march under the flags of our veterans and hometown heroes that line our streets. It's that feeling you get when you come off our exit on Route 78 or hit the platform at the train station after a long day of work. It's that feeling knowing you have welcoming and good neighbors who will do anything for you. Folks, that is our community, and I love it. My motivation to serve has always been pure. Simply put, New Providence has been good to my family, and I wanted to give back. I believe in this community and wanted to work to ensure that it remained strong and continued to thrive so that so many others could enjoy this special place. We have the winning formula. The leadership of a dedicated and diligent mayor and council, hardworking borough employees and an administrator, a talented police department and professionals, caring residents and generous volunteers that give their time in the fire department, EMS, and so many boards, committees, and organizations. The mission is straightforward: to ensure a safe community where we make the necessary capital investments so that our residents can continue to enjoy the high level of services that they have become accustomed to while being fiscally responsible and always mindful of the precious tax dollar. However, that is not all. I believe it is important to also keep in mind we are not solely judged by the resolutions and ordinances that we pass, but the welcoming atmosphere and tone that we help to create. Friends, sometimes we may not all agree, and that is okay. We respectfully listen to different points of view. We approach conversations with an open mind and a curiosity to learn from others' perspectives. When there's a difference of opinion, we search for compromise. Because if you have the patience to look, a mutually agreeable common ground often does exist. Serving our community as your councilman and council president has been a wonderful experience that I will always cherish. It is something that I am proud of. I performed my due diligence, leveraged my skill set as a CPA, and drew upon my sense for the pulse of this community. I carefully evaluated options, and then once I made a decision, had the courage to stand tall for what I believed was the best path forward for New Providence. I'm thankful to have the opportunity to work with all of you, giving, dedicated, and talented individuals who I'm proud to call my good friends. Last year, when I decided not to seek re-election, the decision that I made did not represent the end of my service to this community, just a new chapter. As you know, prior to council, I was involved in a number of our organizations, as well as serving on our zoning board. After council, I will continue to actively serve our community in the role as vice president of the New Providence Lions Club, an organization that does so much good. I will also continue to serve as an advisory board member of an organization called Eversight, formerly known as the Lions Eye Bank of New Jersey. As a grateful double cornea transplant recipient, this is an organization that is close to my heart. I want to thank my wife, who made serving possible, and all the members of my family who I'm so fortunate to have here tonight. Thank you to the state of New Jersey elected officials that are here, who work so hard representing us. Thank you to the mayor and council, borough employees, professionals, and volunteers. And finally, thank you, residents of New Providence, for the trust and confidence that you placed in me for the last 6 years. It has been an honor and privilege to serve you. Thank you.
Talk about his preparation. Mary, I expect double output on those cookies now.
Come on up, Pete.
Come on down.
Come on down.
Price is right.
My mother's watching Price is Right today.
You want your parents up here too?
Yeah.
Well, Pete, everyone who retires gets one of these great clocks. And I have to tell you, they actually work.
Isn't there a big one at TPW still?
Might be on Pacific time, but it works. Thank you.
Yeah.
At this time, we have public comments. Anybody wishing to address council, please give your name and address. Seeing no one, I declare the public comments closed. Pete, this is your last vote, buddy. You want to make a motion for items 1 through 5, please?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Yes.
Mr. DeSarno?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Kogan?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
I need a motion for adjournment, so I die. Go ahead, Pete.
I was just enjoying the view. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
No? So be it. Okay.